Belo Horizonte is the sixth largest city in Brazil, with a population around 2.7 million and with a metropolitan area of 12.7 million people. It is the 13th largest city in South America and the 18th largest in the Americas. The metropolis is anchor to the Belo Horizonte metropolitan area, ranked as the third most populous metropolitan area in Brazil and the 17th most populous in the Americas. Belo Horizonte is the capital of the state of Minas Gerais, Brazil's second most populous state. It is the first planned modern city in Brazil. The region was first settled in the early 18th century, but the city as it is known today was planned and constructed in the 1890s to replace Ouro Preto as the capital of Minas Gerais. The city features a mixture of contemporary and classical buildings, and is home to several modern Brazilian architectural icons, most notably the Pampulha complex. In planning the city, Arau Reis and Francisco Baicalo sought inspiration in the urban planning of Washington, D.C. The city has employed notable programs in urban revitalization and food security, for which it has been awarded international accolades. The city is built on several hills, and is completely surrounded by mountains. There are several large parks in the immediate surroundings of Belo Horizonte. The Mangabeiras Park has a broad view of the city. It has an area of 2.35 square kilometers. Nature reserve extends over 912 hectares, with vegetation typical of the Atlantic forest. More than 100 species of birds inhabit the reserve, as well as 10 species of mammals. Belo Horizonte was one of the host cities of the 1950 and the 2014 FIFA World Cup. Additionally, the city shared as host of the 2013 FIFA Confederations Cup and the football tournament during the 2016 Summer Olympics. The metropolis was once a small village, founded by João Leite da Silva Ortiz, a bandeirante explorer from São Paulo. The explorer settled in the region in 1701, leaving a gold rush expedition. He then established a farm called Curral del Rei, archaic Portuguese for the King's Corral, which in modern Portuguese would be spelled Curral do Rei. The farm's wealth and success encouraged people from surrounding places to move into the region, and Curral del Rei became a village surrounded by farms. Another important factor contributing to the growth of the village was people immigrating from the São Francisco River region, who had to pass through Curral del Rei to reach southern parts of Brazil. Travelers usually visited a small wooden chapel, where they prayed for a safe trip. So the chapel was named Capela da Nossa Senhora da Boa Viagem, which means Chapel of Our Lady of the Good Journey. After the construction of Belo Horizonte, the old Baroque chapel was replaced by a neo-Gothic church that became the city's cathedral. The previous capital of Minas Gerais, Ouro Preto, originally called Vila Rica, was a symbol of both the monarchic Brazilian Empire and the period when most of Brazilian income was due to mining. That never pleased the members of the Inconfidência Mineira, Republican intellectuals who conspired against the Portuguese dominion of Brazil. In 1889, Brazil became a republic, and it was agreed that a new state capital, in tune with a modern and prosperous Minas Gerais, had to be established. In 1893, due to the climatic and topographic conditions, Curral del Rei was selected by Minas Gerais Governor Afonso Pena among other cities as the location for the new economic and cultural center of the state, under the new name of Cidade de Minas, or City of Minas. Arau Reis, an urbanist from Para, was then chosen to design the second planned city of Brazil. Cidade de Minas was inaugurated in 1897, with many unfinished buildings as the Brazilian government set a deadline for its completion. The local government encouraged growth through subsidies. It offered free lots and funding for building houses. An interesting feature of Reis' downtown street plan for Belo Horizonte was the inclusion of a symmetrical array of perpendicular and diagonal streets named after Brazilian states and Brazilian indigenous tribes. In 1906, the name was changed to Belo Horizonte. At that time, the city was experiencing a considerable industrial expansion that increased its commercial and service sectors. From its very beginning, the city's original plan prohibited workers from living inside the urban area, which was defined by Avenida do Contorno, reserved for government workers, and bringing about an accelerated occupation outside the city's area well provided with infrastructure since its very beginning. Obviously, the city's original planners did not count on its ongoing population growth, which proved especially intense in the last 20 years of the 20th century. In the 1940s, a young Oscar Niemeyer designed the Pampulha neighborhood to great acclaim, a commission he got thanks to then Mayor and soon-to-be President Juscelino Kubitschek. These two men are largely Respo,